Political Roast podcast. Here today I got Bobby Garcia. So he's going to be kind of breaking down who he is and what he's running for and all that lovely stuff. So, Bobby, give a little introduction about yourself.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate what you're doing here today. It sounds wonderful what we're doing, the podcast. But my name is Bobby Garcia. I am running for the Magistrate Judge position in Torrance County.
Okay.
I am currently the municipal judge for the city of Moriarty. Have been in that position since 2019. I was reelected in November of 25 for that position. I'm running for magistrate judge for the Torrance County because I feel I can bring my expertise and my know-how to that position. I think I have the knowledge, the experience, and the know-how to do a really good job for the people of Torrance County.
Okay. So now, as far as, let's do kind of like a background leading up to this point. Are you from Moriarty, or?
I am not. I'm originally from Tucumcari, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I came here to Moriarty in '94. I started at the police department. I had 5 years law enforcement before that.
Okay.
I worked here for the city of Moriarty Police Department. I was promoted to sergeant. I became the chief of police in 2002, I believe it was.
Okay. And
I was here since 2019 is when I retired from the city of Moriarty.
Okay.
I served 30 years in law enforcement. I served 4 years in the United States Air Force, so I'm a veteran. What else? I retired in 2019. The judge for the municipal court left the position, and I was fortunate enough to be appointed to that position at that time.
Okay.
I then successfully ran 2 campaigns and was elected twice for the position of municipal judge.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So now, as far as college or any...
I have a degree.
Okay.
I have a degree in administration of police science. With that said, the thing with this law enforcement was my whole life for 30 years. My wife successfully raised 3 kids. I was definitely a dad, but as law enforcement goes, and those who work it understand that the wives raise the kids, and then you're their father for the remainder of their life. My kids are adult kids right now. My wife and I are empty nesters, so we've been part of this community, the Estancia Valley, since '94. We've always been participating in all kinds of civic duties. Me as the chief of police, me as the judge, we try and help out any organization that needs the help that we always support.
Right, of course. And so one thing is, you're here for the community. You want to do right by the community and all that stuff. So as far as like when COVID happens or whatever,
mm-hmm.
you got to play that fine line as far as what state is wanting you to do and what the citizenry, what is right as far as the Constitution.
Absolutely. There's a huge distinction between a mandate and a law, in my mind. Now, with that said, as judges, we are given the power of contempt. Right? And that is a serious power that all judges hold. To give you an example, now, if there was a mask mandate and someone walked into my court not wearing a mask, I certainly will not find that person in contempt and send them to jail. Would not. Ask them to leave and come back at a later date? Absolutely. But arresting them just because they're not wearing a mask? No, sir. No, sir. A contempt power is for serious issues, and not wearing a mask is not one of those issues that I find serious.
I understand that. And because I know there's so much that happened during COVID as far as that is, and it's always nice to hear someone like that. Okay. So now you're running as a Republican.
That's correct.
Have you been lifetime Republican as far as party? Or
Judge, I'll address that question because I knew it was coming. I know where that question came from, and that's fine. I have no problem answering that. I've been a conservative my entire life. My entire life I've been a conservative. Right?
Of course.
I have my values, my faith, my family, my personal responsibility. Okay? I believe in the rule of law. I believe in right and wrong. I believe in doing what's just.
Okay.
I'm obviously a firm supporter of law enforcement. Mm-hmm. Right? But in the same sense, I always hold the law enforcement officers in my court to a higher standard. Okay. That's just the way that stuff goes. But I've always been a conservative my entire life. I've always been a Republican my entire life. Now, I know where that question is leading to, so I will answer the fact that the last election I did run as a Democrat. I did.
Okay.
And the reality of that situation is I gambled and I lost. I'm a competitive person. I want to win. The Republican Party was so heavy on that side. I took a chance, I gambled, and I lost. I immediately turned back to my party that I always was my entire life. You can check the records. I've been a Republican my whole life. However, the thing of it is, I am certainly a Republican for this community. I am certainly a Republican for this Torrance County. I will certainly serve that position justly. I will serve it as the person that I am.
Right. Well, and honestly, as far as the political environment, I actually see a lot of blue dog Dems, who are conservative first.
Sure.
Seeing the Democrat Party go too far left, too progressive, and they're actually going independent.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't think Kennedy, JFK would honestly be put as a Democrat now. I think he'd be more independent conservative.
And I would also answer that question and sit there and look like, has there ever been a Democrat that's changed parties? Absolutely. Has there been a Republican that changed parties? Absolutely. Right? People do things for the flavor of the time, I guess. But to rest assured, the Republicans in this community, I am a Republican. Any doubt, come sit with me, come speak with me. You'll certainly see my values and where I stand.
And I like the strong conservative portion. Sometimes it's like conservative first, Republican second, because, the core values of the Republican Party are in the conservative. So I like the conservative.
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as faith, how does faith work with, are you religious, not, like, where are you at with faith?
I would say that I'm a faithful man. I'm a Catholic by nature. I mean, born and raised Catholic. My mother is staunch, Catholic, and I was born and raised that way. I'm not a go to church every Sunday kind of Catholic. However, I do believe in God. I do have my faith. Mm-hmm. I do pray on things when stuff is important.
Right.
And to be quite honest, my wife and I prayed about whether I was going to get into this election this year. And it turned out that it was something I think we felt it was a calling for me to do. Absolutely, 100%.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, good. I always find myself as, religious, spiritual, as far as domination. I'm Christian and all that stuff. So, as a leader, you run upon people who don't believe or whatnot.
Sure.
And you always have to adjust to how you talk to them or manage them and all that stuff. So it's just nice to hear where you're at and all that stuff.
Right.
Now, as far as, let's see, is there anything that you would like to pitch, a slogan, any fun thing you want to...
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to make this campaign negative by any means. My opponent is my opponent. Him and I have known each other for 20 plus, maybe 25 years. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I would consider us friends. I really would. I mean, he's been to my house, I've been to his house, we meet at each other's houses. I mean, the thing of it is, I hope it's a good, calm race. As Republicans, we should support each other and not try and knock each other down, in my mind. He's been the judge, the incumbent for the last 4 years. He's done the best job that he could. I just feel that in my position, currently, I have the experience to do a better job.
Fair enough. Okay, now I gotta ask a question.
Sure.
It's a staple within this podcast to ask the cheesecake question.
Okay.
Is it a cake or is it a pie?
Well, I think it's in the name. Cheesecake.
Fair enough. That's a lot of people are saying cake.
Right. I would say
because you bake it.
Yes.
It's like one of those ones that you make a pie, but you bake it.
Well, and the fillings are on top, not on the inside.
Yeah. That's the first time anyone said about that.
Right.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
I mean, it's not a strawberry-filled cheesecake. Right?
Okay. So, let's see, what else do we want to touch base on as far as,
Well, I've got some fun facts about the magistrate court, municipal court thing. I mean, they're both courts of limited jurisdiction, right?
Okay.
They're both courts of non-record. Now, what that means when somebody says courts of non-record, I don't have a stenographer out there typing stuff that can read back stuff when we're having trials.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
Municipal court doesn't have jury trials. Magistrate court does. Okay?
Okay.
The distinction between magistrate and municipal is, again, we don't have jury trials in municipal court. However, I do have cases for traffic, for misdemeanor cases, shoplifting, stuff of that nature, disorderly conduct, planning and zoning, animal control ordinances, all which the magistrate court can also hear. Now, magistrate court can hear up to $10,000, where I can only hear up to $500 in the court for civil cases.
Oh, civil cases.
Yeah. But magistrate court, interestingly enough, started in 1966 in the state of New Mexico.
Okay.
They incorporated that in the Constitution to get rid of the justice of the peace. That's what they did that way. Municipal courts have been around since 1961. Each municipality has a populace that they got to meet in order to have their own municipal court. So here in Mohegan, we're very fortunate to have a municipal and a magistrate court in the same town.
Yeah.
That's kind of rare.
That's true. All right. Well, let's see. Is there we've touched family, faith, job, and all that. Is there? You did the fun facts, which is kind of cool. How would you like to wrap it up? Is there anything you want to touch on in closing?
Yeah, I would just like the voters out there to take a look. Come visit with me. Send me an email, because I have an email on my site. Come sit down, have a cup of coffee with me. Come get to know me. If that issue with the Democratic Party from the last election bothers you enough to come visit with me, come visit with me. I'll gladly speak to anybody about anything, anytime. Except I won't give any legal advice involving the courts. However, you can't. But anybody out there has any inkling that they want to ask me, please come see me. I'll gladly speak with you anytime, anywhere.
Cool. All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll conclude this. And if you guys have any questions or anything at all, you can find on your Facebook page.
Yeah, Facebook page, yes.
And all that. And I'll put all the information down on the bottom and at the end of this video for you for Bobby, so you can contact him and all that stuff. So.
Now the election is in June, so you'll probably see me around the county at certain events, doing certain things, speaking to people. So I'll gladly do that and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
I appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right.